Hello and welcome to another video from me, Box of Demons. Now today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel. Many of you may know from my previous channels here on YouTube when I had Paraplays, I used to do a lot of Airsoft videos. I used to visit some of the sites, do a little showcase of some of the weapons and some of the kit that I actually had. Well, that page has turned and here we are on the Box of Demons channel, and I decided today, maybe just maybe, I could put a video out from an Airsoft meet today at, where was it again? Normanton, and it was run by HQ Airsoft. This event was actually at an ex-military base. This was a World War I and World War II base, and it was also used during the Cold War. This is disused, and there's lots and lots of military buildings here and places where the military would stay on the base. There was also at one point during World War II there was 4 nuclear weapons held here in silos on the site. So the site is vast, it's extremely derelict and overrun, but this is going to be my experience of that day. The GoPro unfortunately doesn't like the low light situations in a lot of the areas in this video, and the frame rate really does drop, so a lot of this video is going to be cut out. But what I will be showing you in this video is some of the weapons and gear that some of the people I went today with, Uncle Saxon and Big Stu today. We'll be having a look at his friends as well and some of those ex-military guys and what they're actually playing with on the field. Then I probably will cut this down into 2 or 3 longer clips in separate videos just to give you an idea, and I will give you a preface on what's happening on those actual clips. So this video is really just going to be a little bit of an overview of what I thought about the site. The staging area is really quite big, but from experience we know you want to get there nice and early and get a table so you can spread out your kit without loads of extra people coming and dumping their stuff all over. Kind of cold in there, the light was flickering. I'm told that was because one of the generators was out, so the footage is a little bit flickery. And from there, of course, you have to go out for chrono. We have to make sure that we're safe on site, and that's just a matter of going outside, shooting through the chrono, and then they log it so they know that you've actually got that weapon and you're all safe and good to go. Of course, you need your armband so that you know that you're all on the same side, and there was rather an over long-winded explanation I felt for the briefing. A lot of us know the health and safety and everything else, but I'm sure that's all part of the insurance. It just seemed to be waffling on a little bit too long.
Yeah, we got here, Stu. What weapon have we got?
HTC Vive with the silencer and red dot.
Nice M9 there, we'll see.
M9, mixed helmet.
Excuse me, show some respect. Can we see the badge, please? There we go.
Gun bunny badge.
Gun bunny badge. Lad.
All part of the mighty AMF.
I'm going to have to point the barrel at your face, otherwise it won't see it.
Point the barrel at your face.
Yeah. And what weapon have we got here?
M15.
Delicious. But you're constantly licking that in private, aren't you?
Yeah, just got that new one.
Can you see out of them goggles?
Just about, yeah.
Just about, yeah.
You're a bit of a blur.
What have we got here? What's this?
Stemmer PTW.
Nice. Pistol, is that a Glock?
Glock 17, yeah.
Glock 17. Nice. Nice.
TM.
What we got here? Robocop gun. What's that? What's that?
Kovakovic from Bosnia.
Jesus.
It was nice to walk in the doorway anyway. The kid didn't like it when he was stuck.
What is it?
It's a
Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle.
Is that an eagle? Looks massive.
Yeah. There's the hard kick as well on it.
I walked in right into that doorway and he looked at us and went, "Oh, I'm dead."
Every gun looks like an M4, doesn't it? What's that one?
I just walked in the corner like that. He's like, "I'm dead. I'm walking." I didn't even shoot.
Carbine 556 and
ICSM4.
look at this tricked up. Is that another Glock?
Standard issue.
Standard Glock.
The fact that we're actually fighting in a place that was used during World War I and World War II is just brilliant. It's a little bit of British history, and that's what I really liked about this site. It is huge, and I did find that on a few of the games where we had to find like ammo boxes and things like that, the site was so big that so many people during the first few games were a little bit lost, not showing where to go, which buildings we could use, etc, etc. The buildings have a window which is marked blue, and these are the only windows that you can fire in and out of but only in single fire. I was a little bit disappointed about this, but I've spoken to a marshal on the site. This is because many of the windows have got broken glass in, and they haven't been, well, shall we say, the glass hasn't been removed, so they can't have BBs flying around, glass splintering and shattering and hitting people all over. The site does have tunnels, and it's got great indoors. If you're into the, I think they call it, is it ASMR or something, where you love the sound of things. There's a couple of clips in this video, or possibly in the next video, of me walking around in debris, glass, broken tiles. It really does, the urban kind of fighting indoors is brilliant.
Just like it's a gift from Turkey.
Unfortunately, you can't go full auto. I would have loved to have gone to this site fighting in close quarters with the saw. It would have been epic, just mowing people down. But what tends to happen is you get into these corridors, there's not a huge amount of tactics, if I'm honest, and a lot of people tend to bunch up. And even though you say to people, spread out, you're too close, one grenade will take you all out. Of course, in a public game, you can't tell people what to do. They just want to get in and enjoy themselves. Speaking of flashbangs and grenades, because some of these corridors or houses are empty, when they go off, it is deafening.
Flashbang!
Give the order. Now get out.
Whoa! Get back! Get back! Dex, the front summit, get back!
This video is not really going to do that justice at all. Your ears will ring, absolutely ring, if you're, as you'll see in the video, at the bottom of the steps and a grenade went off, a thunder flash or whatever it was deafening. It almost felt like the dust in the room and the steps vibrated slightly and were pushed up. Facilities were at the site, there was plenty there. If you needed extra ammo, you could even buy weapons on site, and they were selling Tokyo Marui at a very reasonable price. You had all the usual energy drinks and hot dogs and things that you could buy there, and there was somebody selling second-hand weapons as well. Facilities, really, nothing to complain about. There was plenty of parking. There was only really one toilet for the lads. There was one for the ladies, although not many ladies there today. So they could probably do with a little bit more on that side of it. And as I've mentioned before, a few of the games people just didn't know where to go because the site was so big.
There's a spot over here. I want one of them.
Have we lost his fire teams already? This is bloody hell.
Get some trolling bits in me.
Go on. Look good. Stu, last man moving.
There's the box.
There's the box. We won't game that easy, surely. Tachanka.
Watch the hot smoke now, man. There's not anyone there. Not doing what? I can sit.
Oi, Tachanka, are you it? Genius. They're all going to come in that way, are they?
No, there's that wall there.
Go on, Steve!
Go on, Steve!
Go on, Steve, burn that motor out!
Fucking LMG gunner, go on, give me big lips, lad! That's fucking nice, that. Oh, that's fucking well nice.
Oh, we got one outside the head then. It's Tachanka from Rainbow Six.
The best game of the day for me was the last game of the day. This was an attack and defend scenario with one team locking themselves in their defensive positions, but they could only defend the lower floor, and once they lost one life, they were then allowed to go onto the top floor. The attackers, they had to clear the bottom floor before they moved up, and they could be respawned by dying, going outside, waiting for a little bit and then coming back in. This game was fantastic because the defenders started to panic with the amount of people that were running and trying to get through the main doors. But again, you're only allowed single fire in and out of main doors and single fire in and out of the blue windows. So this meant there was a lot of concentrated fire, and it also meant that people had to get smokes and flashbangs through these doors in order to be able to get through. So that game for me made the whole experience of today fantastic. And if it was that 4 or 5 times a day, or little smaller scenarios like that where the action was thick but there was still room in order to be able to flank, there was at least 7 entrances on that building, then that for me really did make the day a highlight, even though it was the end of the day when people were flagging a little bit. So what are my final thoughts on this site? Well, for me, this is one of the top sites I've been to. The fact that you can fight in an urban environment in a place that used to have 4 nuclear weapons, that used to have the military personnel were there during World War I, II and the Cold War. There's a real feeling and a vibe to this site. The close quarters is unlike any other kind of site. Yes, there is Proving Grounds and Halo Mill and all the other kind of places, but fighting in real corridors, through real doorways, and mixed in with lush vegetation and things like that. This site is fantastic, and I can only imagine if they did milsim here with 1 or 2 objectives during the day, and if they could get more like the attack and defend so people are not running around too much, you can dig in. Those are the games that make it really stand out, and to be honest with you, I cannot wait to go back to this site. I only wish I could take the saw and put it on full auto. So this site is going to get a 9 out of 10 from me. Definitely a site I'm going to be visiting again, especially when I've got some more cameras. Hope you've enjoyed that. I've been Box of Demons, and that's been HQ Battle Airsoft at Driffield at the old recruitment barracks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video coming real soon.